Hey there, fellow crypto traders. Deron here. I'm coming at you live from the MTG lair in beautiful Khao Yai, Thailand, where I'm just getting ready to enjoy a beautiful sunset. I've spent the past few hours studying charts, really trying to get a grasp on what's been happening in the crypto market. 2 days ago, we had a key breakout in crypto when Bitcoin broke out above its 200-day moving average. That's a key technical level that has been acting as resistance now for quite a while, and we broke out above that level on Monday. And more importantly, there was convergence where we broke out above the 200-day MA and a prior level of horizontal resistance, and that was right around the 89,000 mark. And Bitcoin ran up to about 94,000, and now we're looking at a potential pullback entry in Bitcoin, looking for a pullback to around the 90,000 level, which is a 50% Fibonacci retracement of the last move, and also just above support, new support of that prior resistance level that we mentioned. So we're keeping an eye on Bitcoin. What we're really keeping an eye on right now also is the volume in the market. Okay, one of the things that's been plaguing the market now for weeks is a lack of volume. Been a lot of indecision in the market with the tariff news and so forth, a lot of uncertainty. And even though the tariff news was put on pause for 90 days, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the market. And as a result, many big investors and traders are staying on the sidelines, and they don't want to really commit either way real heavily in the market. And as a result, we get light volume. Now, when Bitcoin broke out on Monday, we did get a little bit better volume than we'd normally see. The past week before that, the consolidation was extremely low volume, some of the lowest in months we've had. But now the volume's picked up a little bit with the breakout, but still not very convincing, to be honest. The volume on Monday was well below levels we typically see on similar breakouts. So without the volume, the issue that you have without volume is that the market can come back down very easily, because the market is rallying not because of a lot of buyers, but because of a lack of sellers. The sellers are already washed out. But the issue with that is when you have low volume rallies, it only takes one wave of high volume selling to undo all of the gains from the rally. So we really got to keep a close eye on that volume. Now, we actually closed out some winning trades before the breakout on Monday. We closed out 6 winning trades that we had in our portfolio for small gains. And we like to trade what we see, not what we think. That's our mantra at Morpheus. Trade what you see, not what you think. And prior to Monday, we didn't really have much confirmation in the market. And now that Bitcoin has broken out above the 90,000 mark, we're looking at a potential buy entry into Bitcoin on the pullback, as I mentioned. If we do spot a potential buy entry with high risk reward and a relatively low risk buy point, we'll be sure to send a trade alert to members of the Morpheus crypto service, and we'll send all the details there. But we're also looking at the altcoin market. Now, Ethereum in the altcoin market has not been tracking the same as Bitcoin. Now, I want to talk to you about a key divergence here, which is really important. We've seen a key divergence over the past week, I'd say, where stocks are going down, but Bitcoin is not going down. And then we get a little bounce in the market on Monday and Bitcoin breaks out. That's increasing relative strength in Bitcoin, and it tells us that Bitcoin is starting to be viewed by investors and traders as a risk-off asset, not only a risk-on asset. And that's really key, because it means we have some more opportunities. But how does that translate to the altcoin market, right? When we got Ethereum and altcoins, they're not necessarily working in the same manner as Bitcoin. They're a little bit more speculative. So we're going to be watching closely whether we see any kind of similar strength in the altcoin market, or if it's largely contained to Bitcoin. Now, so far we have seen in this rally, we've seen a couple cryptos showing relative strength. SUI is looking really good. We actually closed that a couple days ago with a nice gain. Also, Solana, SOL, is looking pretty solid. And also Mana, MANA. But we haven't seen a whole lot of momentum out there. AAVE is another one I spotted. So these 4 cryptos are on our watch list right now, on our radar. Again, we'll send a trade alert to members if we see any realistic buy points with a high risk reward and relatively low risk entry. So until then, be sure to keep those stops in place. Be careful, because without a lot of volume in the market, we can be prepared for whipsaw conditions. So we're looking at, until then though, we're seeing any pullback as a potential buying opportunity, but just keep an eye on that volume. We don't want to see any high volume selling. All right, so until then, everybody stay safe, and remember to trade what you see, not what you think.